the older I get, I find that I like to come to places like this because whenever you, like, I don't know where you specifically are living, but I grew up in a very, you can call it a city. It was basically a town, and then I spent my formative years out in the country. And I thought, you know what? I want to leave my hometown. I want to go abroad. I want to go live in big cities. And I've done my fair share of that. But I do find, as I said, the older I get, I just want to come to places like this. And the good thing is all the, I'll just call them foreigners, have left. They've left. So this place is basically a ghost town right now. So coming to a spot like this, you basically have an entire mountain to yourself. Even the hotel I'm staying at right now, nobody's there. So you basically avoid the tourist seasons. This is the benefit of building an online business. Everybody else, they have to go back to their job, they have to go back to school. But whenever you run a business online, you can just kind of do whatever you want, whenever you want. So, anyways, I just wanted to show all of you, like, look up there. Maybe we'll go up in the mountains, go to the clouds. This is possible, but you have to put the work in. Obviously, you already know this. It takes as long as it takes. The problem with a lot of you is that you think that somehow magically you're going to go from like no skill to super rich within like a couple weeks, and then you quit because, oh well, I'm not super rich yet. It takes time. It might take you a couple of years, but it's worth it because everybody else, all these other people, it's going to take them probably, I don't know, 50 years, 40 years, but you can get it done in a couple of years. So, anyways, let's go enjoy some mountain time together. Talk soon. So we're taking advantage of the fact that nobody's here, and conveniently, there are some people that just came down from the mountain. They said the road was super hard. You need to have a four-wheel drive car, so we do. Four-wheel drive, snow, mud, rocks, whatever you name it. So just in case we get stuck up here, energy drinks, we got snacks, everything we need. There's no way this car is coming down from the mountains up here. No way. Yeah, we're going to try to make it all the way to the top of the mountain. We'll see. This was fun. See, this is the point of building your dream life. It's not to just sit on your computer all day, worried about things. Of course, I've got work. I'm in the middle of talking to some journalists about a big press release we're doing. Got another deal that I have to fly somewhere. Got Zoom calls. Got TRW. I've got all these things I need to do, but I can do it from my computer. Got my laptop in the back with me. So if I need to, I'll just pull over, get some work done. So it's not necessarily about how can I get rich? It's about how can I create a life where I can work and do the things I actually want to do. However, the added benefit, at least what I teach, is that you have a vehicle just like this that will actually get you to your destination, meaning creating your dream life, building wealth, and all that good stuff. You can do it from your phone. You can do it from your computer. Like 100% of the stuff I teach, you can do it from your phone. Anyways, I prefer my computer. It's much easier. But my rambling point is you should be coming to places like this. Leave the big cities. Stop sitting on your phone, mindlessly scrolling, watching people like me and being like, oh, one day, just go and do it. Book the flight. Literally book the flight. Or for many of you who follow me, obviously you're outside of the US. I get it. Your country has things like this. It's like a 2.5 hour drive to come to a place like this. So maybe, just maybe, you don't even need to book a flight. You can just hop in a car like we did, come to a place like this. Anyways, I want to get. Yo, good money bag, morning, evening, night, whatever. See, there we go. Oh, yeah. Good money bag morning, everybody. Shout out to each and every single one of you for tuning in to today's Ask Dylan Live. Now, if you have never seen this before, my name is Dylan Moneybag Madden, Dylan Madden. I go by many names here in Georgia. People know me as Dylan Madden Tamada. But today, we are going to be pulling questions from students who have already applied and unlocked higher level roles, which gives them access to being able to ask these questions. Now, in the coming days, as I typically do, I'll be holding an AMA where anybody can ask. But today I want to focus on my students who have made tens of thousands of dollars and are actively applying the money bag method to go out there and build their business on social media and outside of social media. Now, today's been an absolutely fantastic day. By the way, how you like that shirt? You like that shirt? Let's get a screenshot going 1 second. Let's see. Yeah, somebody send that to me, please. Team, send it over, please. But today, it's a money bag tastic day, as usual. And we're going to get straight into Ask Dylan. Now, because it's always important to have things to look forward to. We will be starting the boot camp early in March. So, early March, we're going to be starting that boot camp, if not a little bit earlier. Right now, I'm rolling it out for obviously the other campus that I run, only person who can run two campuses. And I've got some other things that I want to roll out for all of you first to get you ready for the boot camp. So as of now, I'm going to be rolling that out in March. Now, how can you maximize it? How can you make sure that you are ready? Well, by now you understand the importance of consistency. You understand the importance of actually doing things and not just thinking about it. I would actually say that's one of the biggest mistakes that most people make in today's world is they just sit around thinking all the time. Andrian, good to see you. They sit around thinking all the time. Thinking is exhausting. At least the type of thinking that is basically just rumination that a lot of people do. They're thinking about what if this, what if that, what about that, what if I do this, but then this happens. And it gets to the point where like just making simple decisions in your day-to-day existence become hard. And so I would encourage all of you to prioritize actually just taking action. Like if you're sitting around thinking, oh, I should go to the gym, just go to the gym. Don't think about it. If you're thinking, oh, I really want to send outreach, just send outreach. Just start with one DM. If you're thinking, oh my gosh, I want to go out there and post a piece of content, before those thoughts come into your mind of, well, what about this random person? What are they going to think? Screw that person. Screw your Aunt Sue. Screw anybody who sits there and negatively judges you. Just post the piece of content. I literally get recognized here in Georgia. I get recognized in Dubai and randomly recognized in other places. But 99% of my family, outside of like my mom, have any idea what I actually do. It's basically just my mom. People that I grew up with have no idea. They just know that I'm some guy that lives abroad. I'm some guy that does business. They think kind of, sort of, I might live in Dubai, but they're not really sure exactly where I live. But the point that I'm making is you sitting there in your local community, posting content, worried about what your relatives are thinking, worrying about what your family thinks, worrying about what some random person down the street thinks, it's going to severely limit your potential. It's going to severely limit your income. What's going on, bro? Cash, what's up? So you have to get to the point in your mind where you stop caring as much about what other people are going to think about you. And I know that's easier said than done. I know that's easier said than done. But the more you poke reality, the more you'll start realizing that number one, nobody cares about you as much as you think they care about you. From the POV of most people are so focused on their own stuff. I mean, think about your own life. Think about your own life and how little you actually think about that random person you passed on the street that was like filming a video, or that random person that made a mistake. Or let's say that you like to speak in front, like you want to speak in front of people, or you feel drawn to, like, I don't know, singing. I don't know. This is a good example. Think about the last time you were at a ballet, a concert, and somebody messed up and you sat there judging the person negatively. If you did judge them, maybe it was for like 10 seconds or something. But outside of that, you don't sit there and think about it. And also, why are you so scared of what other people are thinking about you? It's not like them thinking about you is going to result in them breaking into your house and while you're sleeping. That just isn't going to happen. And so the point is I want all of you to get to the point where you stop caring about what other people think, because it's going to severely limit your income. It's going to severely limit your opportunities. It's going to torture your own mind for no benefit. It's okay to torture your mind if there's some kind of benefit in it. But the last time I checked, other people's thoughts and even your own thoughts don't really pay the bills, do they? Do they put food on the table? No, they don't. So stop giving so much importance to your thoughts and realize that you can actually just do what you want to do in this life. You can actually just do that because other people are always going to have opinions about what you should and shouldn't do, but you're the one that has to pay the bill. You're the one who lives with the results of that. If I would have sat around in my early 20s listening to the people around me telling me what I should and shouldn't do and what was going to happen if I did X, Y, and Z, there's no telling what I would be doing at this point. I wouldn't have generated millions of dollars for clients. I wouldn't myself have become a millionaire. I wouldn't have been to 27 different countries. I wouldn't be living the life that I have right now. I would not have achieved 2% of what I've achieved if I would have listened to other people. So you have to realize that the people around you, they love you, as at least your family, your relatives. They want what's best for you, but they're basing that off of their understanding of reality, not what's actually possible. And I know that's hard to wrap your head around at times, but you have to realize, example, your parents and the adults around you, a lot of the time, like they're people just figuring life out on their own as well. And so you can't get upset about it because I talk to many people and some people sit there and be, oh, my family's trying to hold me back. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not trying to hold you back. It's because they care about you. It's because they love you. And it's because they've experienced more reality than you have. And very likely it's because you haven't given them a reason to in the path that you're on. You see, you sit there talking about all these business ideas. You talk about all these things you're going to do, what you should have, could have, would have done, what they should do. But when are you actually going to take it seriously enough to where you do something about it? Let me say that again. Instead of trying to convince other people about what you're going to do, when are you going to actually do something about it? Because going back to many years ago, I would always tell my dad or I would tell other people around me, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to become successful and I'm going to travel the world. Cool. But the reality of the matter is that version of me was working at a grocery store as a bagger. He dropped out of college a couple months in. He was a college dropout. So a college dropout that's also simultaneously sitting there and not actually working on a business. He's just researching businesses, researching what to do. And he's a bagger at a grocery store. Like, of course, if you imagine that was your son and your son's sitting there, he dropped out of college. He's working some entry level job. He's not actively actually doing anything outside of just researching businesses and researching this and researching that. Of course, in all of your wisdom and experience, and based off the life you've built, you're going to tell him, like, son, you're not like this is not going to work. And so a lot of you that are on the younger side, below like younger than 25, you have to get to a point where you have to stop trying to convince other people with your words and show them with your actions. Like, imagine if you actually just showed up here every single day. You built your social media account, you're posting content, you're doing outreach, you're closing clients, you're getting results for your clients, you're failing, you were winning, you were failing, you were winning. You're actually doing stuff. And then you tell your family what you're doing. They're going to take you seriously because they know that you're an actual serious person, a professional. And so if I could go back in time to my younger self, that's what I would tell him is stop trying to convince the world of what you're going to do. And instead convince yourself and then let your results speak for them. Because the more emphasis you put into convincing other people, the less you're actually going to believe in it and the less you're actually going to do something about it. I meet so many people IRL, and I talk to thousands of people online, readers, viewers, students. And the biggest thing is you got to convince yourself and just take action and then show up every single day. It's so much easier if you show up every single day than it is for you to just kind of show up when you feel like it. And that's a concept that's hard for some people, but you'll figure it out. You've always figured it out, and you know you've always figured it out. And stop being so scattered. Like you can only do so much at any given time. You can only do so much. And so the faster you start moving in a single direction and you show up every single day, 7 days a week, you can take a break and do all that whenever you've progressed a little bit more. Whenever you're showing up consistently, you'll start picking up and noticing patterns. There's a formula to success. There's a formula to winning on social media. There's a formula to making money. Just like there's a formula, a pattern to getting in better shape, to having a happy relationship, a happy marriage. There's formulas out there. And you'll start picking up on that formula by you showing up daily. It's like if you're ever trying to learn a language, like as an example, I've been wanting to learn Georgian, but I just don't have I haven't made the mental bandwidth and located it to learning Georgian yet. But whenever I do decide to learn Georgian, I'm going to be listening to Georgian music. I'm going to be talking to people IRL. I'm going to watch some Georgian movies. I'm going to hire a private teacher. I'm going to do all that stuff. So it's full immersion, and I'm going to do it 7 days a week. So imagine that versus if I just kind of messed around with an app from time to time, but I didn't fully immerse myself, it's going to take me ages. And so that's what you need to do here. That's why it's so important you show up to these calls. That's why it's so important for you to actually be taking action on a day-to-day basis. And a final example before we get into today's Ask Dylan is no. We'll talk about that in the next video. I was going to go on to another rant. It would probably last 20 minutes. That would be a good topic for another Ask Dylan Live. Anyways, let me know in the chat right now who's ready to get started. So the first question is from Ansel. I'm currently helping my dentist client with filming our content. Every month, I'd go down and in 2 hours, we shoot 30 days worth of content. Everything's going well. However, having to go down myself every time isn't super efficient and not scalable. I don't want to limit myself working with businesses in the local area. And it also limits my geographical freedom because I have to be around to lead the photo shoots. So I'm wondering, what is your process for getting/guiding clients to film the content themselves, especially for new clients I get in the future who've never filmed themselves before? 1 second. I'm going to make a daily lesson about this. One sec. So I've got a lot to say on this. 1 second. That's why I'm smiling. So for starters, Ansel, this is a fantastic question. I'm glad that you're thinking like this, at least at the later part of your question. Now, the issue I see is, however, having to go down myself isn't super time efficient and not scalable. I don't want to limit myself to working with businesses in the local area. Well, why don't you not worry about that? Why don't you focus more so? Example, you've only logged in consistently for 13 days. That's part of the issue right there. You could hit me with the excuse of, oh, it's because I've been so busy. That's awesome. That's awesome. But you should, before you start worrying about how can you be more scalable, how can you be more super efficient, why don't you stick to the basics of every single morning, GMM, checklist, showing up here. I should look at your daily streak and be like, wow, he's been logging in daily for like 800 days straight. That's what I should see. Because then it proves to me that you're also consistently crushing it with other areas of your life. So you've got to focus on the simple things and the basic stuff and what's actually in front of you. Like you sitting here, you said you're currently helping your dentist client with filming our content, and you said every month you have to go down. So once a month, and it's 2 hours, and you shoot 30 days worth of content, everything goes well. That's fantastic. But you're sitting here trying to solve a problem that you don't actually have. And part of the reason that this person is wanting to work with you, and part of why it's going so well, and it's a single client, it's not like you're having to work with 4, 5, 6, 7 different clients in the local area. It's a single client that once a month for 2 hours you do shooting with. This client is bringing in money. This client is giving you experience. So instead of trying to be so focused on being super efficient right now and worrying about it not being scalable, why don't you get to the point where you literally have a real problem, not a fake problem? Like it's very easy to create fake problems in our minds. Like an example in my mind, it's very like it's easy for me to create a fake problem of let me create a fake problem. Oh my God, I need to redesign my entire blog and I need to update 200 something blog articles to be up to date with Google's SEO. And I need to be putting regular blog articles out. That's a fake problem. The design of my website, and even if I went through every single article and updated it, it would boost the SEO. But what's the ROI on all that effort? What? I get it a couple, I don't know, 10, 20,000 more viewers a month on the blog. Where's the ROI? Oh, cool. I'll get some more email signups. I'll have some people reach out to me about working with me. Awesome. My social media does millions of impressions a month. An extra 10,000 page views that may or may not lead to something. But it's going to take hours of time for my team to do all this. Or I just keep doing what I'm doing on social media and reach millions of people across platforms. What would have the highest upside in ROI? Clearly posting social media content. So I'm avoiding that problem. It is something I would like to do to go through and update my blog, but it doesn't have much of an ROI, especially in today's social media world. And so on your end, you should not be worried about it being not super efficient or not scalable until you literally get to the point where you tell me, Dylan, bro, it's crazy now. Like 5, 6 days a week, I'm having to go meet up with clients. I literally can't mentally handle it anymore. Like, what do I do? Because when you're at that point, that's an actual problem. Because all of your time's going into doing all the filming and all that for your clients. However, you're going to have more money being made from your business so that we can actually get you hiring people for your team so that they go and take care of that, which then also gives you the geographic freedom. As an example, Bailey, Andrew's camera guy, he started out in this campus and it got to the point where he wanted geographic freedom. And so I won't give out the exact details, but I had him, I was like, okay, you need to train this guy to where he can be on the ground in the place that he lived. I'm not going to give out his info. In the city you live in, where all your clients are, he runs that, make him the right-hand guy. He does the filming, he does the managing, so that you can be geographically free. He did that, and his business has been up and up and up and up. Now he's like at a whole nother level. And we can do the same thing for you. But you can't get caught up in fake problems. Like, bro, it's literally 2 hours a month. That's it. And it gives you, I would actually say you're being efficient with that because this is the exact thing I taught all of you months ago by this point. Because most people that's like week to week, just show up 1 to 2 hours a month, 30 days worth of content done. That's super efficient. So once you get to where you have more money coming into your business and your time is being utilized so much that you literally can't handle it, let me know. And we're going to get you somebody that can take care of this for you. So they'll actually go in and handle all the shooting, everything. And we'll get you to that place. But right now, that is a fake problem. And you need more clients. So go get more clients. You can, bro, literally 10 hours a month. Imagine if you're doing 10 hours a month. Is that really that hard? No, it's not. Next question. One question. For you, I'd like you to review my DM. Question is it okay if I don't pitch my ghostwriting services right away when sending a DM to a potential client? Sure. You don't have to. I follow a lot of people in X. They're doing pretty well business wise, and they tell me pitching the first message is stupidity and that they have a lot of success by starting a regular conversation with the prospect and then leading them into their offer. So I've talked about this many times, and it looks like you actually have two questions. You don't have a single question. Anyway, so be more precise in your wording. If you say you've got a single question, ask a single question. I'm seeing one and two. So be precise. It's okay if you have two questions, that's fine, but in the future, be precise. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So when it comes to DMs, there's two different approaches. Or there's actually more, but we'll keep it simple for today's call. One is what? A direct pitch. That is like, it's going to be 50-50. Either they're 50% not going to be interested, or 50% they will be interested. They might ask more questions. Now, with the direct pitches work best if somebody is following you or engaging with your content. So if they like a post, if they leave a comment, if they send you a DM, if they reply to your story, if they heart your story, whatever it is, if they repost your tweet, a direct pitch to somebody like that makes sense. Now, as I've also taught and acquire clients, is you could also get a conversation going, figure out what they're doing, if they have any issues, yada, 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 and then you could go into their service. But you have to be very intentional with that, because also, as I've told all of you, when people don't actually care, especially in the beginning. Think about this. Most people on social media that are running a successful business are getting 10 to 20 new DMs a day, sometimes even more, pitching them on a service. On top of that, they've got to think about creating content. On top of that, they've probably got staff. On top of that, they probably have family. On top of that, they have personal things. And so you don't want to waste their time from the POV of going back and forth, small talking. You want to make it abundantly clear on what you're going to help them with, how you're going to help them, yada, 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 and get to the point fast. Like earlier today, I was having a meeting right before we went live. I went to the gym, and then I went to, there's a person that's been wanting to meet, and I DM'd them. I was like, hey, I'm getting lunch right now at this place, because I know that they hang out and work in that general area. I was like, I'm going to be here for the next 45 minutes, and I've got to go jump on and do a live. You're more than welcome to come down, and we can have a conversation, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, they showed up, and I was just point blank with them. I was like, on my end, I'm not looking to get any kind of money out of this. That's not my motivation. My motivation is, and I shared what my intent was, and I was like, how can I help you? Because I get what's in it for me, but how can I help you? And they respected the fact that I was that direct and frank. And I'm the exact same way. I would rather somebody get to the point of why they want to talk to me than for them to act like they care or give me some fake compliment and small talk me, because that's another thing I need to think about. So just be straight up and to the point. Now, a lot of this could be modified by, once again, you posting content on a day-to-day basis. If it's on X, 3 to 5 times a day is good. You want to add in some picture content, some video content, some long form content, some short form content. If we're talking Instagram, 1 story a day is fine. And then 1 to 3 Instagram reels a day. Then you can throw in some regular posts as well and swipe posts. But you need to have regular content going out, because that's going to expose you to more people. It would be like you back in the old days having to go door to door or having to talk to people at conventions and all of that. Your success rate is based off the amount of people you interact with. Social media is like that, but on steroids, because it allows you to interact with dozens and dozens of people, hundreds of people, thousands of people on a day-to-day basis. So keep that in mind. And it takes as long as it takes. So just, once again, show up every day. Recent founder X, see a lot of potential for growth through engagement. Follower count, I'm confident I can help you significantly boost your engagement while attracting a ton of new followers daily. We probably get a lot of DMs like this Like okay, well, bro, how are you going to be a ghostwriter? And you say, I know you probably get lots of DMs like this these days, comma, so I'd like to offer you three sample tweets so there's no risk on your end. I like it, but you're kind of running it. The sentence is being just a little too long. Feel free to use this content however you want. I just want to get an idea of what I can do for you. Is it cool if I send them to thanks in advance, my G? Don't say my G. Don't say that. So you had me at recently, I'm confident, I know you probably, feel free. Is it cool? And then you lost me, thanks in advance, my G. That type of language only works in certain echo chambers on social media. If I'm sitting here, imagine me, let's say I'm a CEO that's running a $450,000 a month business and I'm posting content and a guy reaches out to me and says something, thanks in advance, my G. I'm gonna be like, who is this nerd? Like, who is this? You've got to be professional. How do you get good at doing things you absolutely hate doing in your business you were starting? Well, people misunderstand. Let me show something real quick. People misunderstand this concept of successful people just automatically love everything that they're doing. Do you think that I love every aspect of the work that I do on a day-to-day basis? No, I don't. Some days it's a grind. But do you want me to tell you what I do love? That I do enjoy? That would be a better word, enjoy. Love's a little too strong when it comes to business, but enjoy. I enjoy seeing the tens of thousands of lives that have been changed through the work that I'm doing. 75,000 plus students already. And that's success stories. I enjoy that I can enjoy time with my family based off the fruits of my labor. I enjoy being able to see all these people believing in themselves, taking action, building businesses, building social media. Example, I super like it whenever I get on, example, South Carolina G, and I see him posting videos like the 100th something video by now, 200 something video by now. Or I'll see other students that are crushing on social media. That's what I enjoy. So it's about finding areas of your business that you enjoy and having something to look forward to. This is beyond getting rich. This is beyond a Lamborghini. This is beyond having a mansion. This is beyond any of the other little success trophies. You need something to look forward to. Laria, thank you very much. So a lot of you have to get it out of your mind that you need to enjoy what you do. In a second. So yeah, stop limiting yourself. Stop sitting there creating fake problems. Oh my God, I need to enjoy the work that I do, or love the work that I do. Like, there are going to be aspects of the business stuff and work in general that you enjoy. There are going to be aspects of it that you hate. As an example, I cannot stand having to do high detail data intensive types of work. That's why I've got a team of people that do most of the heavy lifting for me, but obviously I still need to go over it and look over it and approve it, sign documents. I have to do all that. Like, you're not going to get to a level of success where you're generating hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars without doing things you don't enjoy. But of course, there's aspects of things that you will enjoy. Example, doing this, super enjoy this. Creating content, I enjoy that. Talking to students and clients, enjoy that. I enjoy going and having lunch and meeting interesting people. And I know where I'm taking everything. And that gives me something to look forward to. So a lot of you just need to have this point. What's that next step? That's what I've covered in Ultra Ego. having something to look forward to. Now, to wrap up this question from James, though, the DM looks good. Just don't say thanks in advance, my G. Otherwise, it's good. Next question. I have a client who I've been working with for 4 months now who reached out to me through my DMs. We hopped on a call and I closed him as a client back in end of September 2025. He agreed on him paying me €500 for 3 months of content creation plus social media management. Well, that's a little low, but anyways, I knew this is not a lot of money, but we still agreed since I needed some experience. Okay. This is when he had no idea of how good quality. Cool. There's one big catch. His restaurant is literally 400 miles away from me, and I have to drive 5 hours once a month to buy. Okay, so he's paying you €500 for 3 months of work, and you have to drive 5 hours once a month. I've never heard of a story like this. I've got to keep reading. He told me to always send him the transportation bills, but barely paid them or forgot to pay. Red flag. Now, after he saw how reliable I am and him telling me that he's satisfied with my work, I will definitely be upselling him this coming week. When we'll meet up again. I will put the 3 months advance payment from €500 to €800 to at least cover my transportation cost. No, bro, you are not a charity. You're running a business. But I'd like to charge more. What would you recommend me to charge? My work is good, but not amazing yet. I don't want to get too greedy. I get it, and I respect that you don't want to be too greedy. That's a good thing. But you're traveling 400 miles, bro. 400 miles. That's insane to me. Like, you're traveling 400 miles. You're paying for your gas. There's wear and tear on your car. Your time, while your time might not be that valuable yet, but that's still your time that you could be putting into other things. And he said that he wanted to pay your transportation bills, but he's hardly paid them or just forgotten to pay them. That's disrespect. And he's only paying you €500 for 3 months of work. Nah, you're not doing that. You got in here, you got experience, you better get a testimonial. Go through my course lessons on how to get testimonials, get a testimonial out of it, and tell him that he's happy. And the 3 months is coming up to an end. So an entire quarter of work of the year is finished, at least since you've been working with him. €800 is not even worth it for 3 months. He should be paying for your mileage. So here's the thing. He should at the very least, be paying for your gas. If you don't want to charge for your time yet, he should definitely be charging you should be charging him for the gas. He should be paying for that. So I want you to sit down today. Don't put it off till tomorrow. You're going to feel nervous, but I'm going to hold you to this. I expect you to do this because you're not going to accept getting less out of life. Not going to accept that from anybody that considers themselves a student of mine. So you're going to sit down with a piece of paper and a calculator, use your phone. How much gas money does it take for you to get there and get back? You're going to write that down. You can even have some receipts or just any kind of proof. So you're going to write that down. He's going to start paying that. Every single time you come there, he's going to pay that. On top of this, and let him know that you've been the one paying it, that he said he was going to pay for it and he didn't. It's okay. I took care of it because I believe in what we're doing. And for 3 months worth of work, you can get paid up front, and that's fine. But at this point, you should be charging €500 a month at least. So you shouldn't be doing €500 for 3 months. You should be doing €500 per month, especially if he's happy with the work you're doing, especially for the time investment that you're having to go there. So now instead of €500, every 3 months, you're getting €1,500 every 3 months. And we could still improve that, but that's still good. So that's what you need to do. And I see somebody asking, as an absolute beginner, how long does it take to achieve results? Number one, it takes as long as it takes. Results are completely dependent on you. And I've had students that literally close a client in their first day. I've had students close their first client within the first week. I've had some people that don't close clients for a few months. But every single time, it is completely based off of your action taking. Like if you sit there and you think you're just going to watch course lesson after course lesson, that's magically going to change your life. It's not. I would rather you watch a single course lesson for me and take action on it for a week straight until you get a result than sit there and go through every single course lesson. So it's completely dependent on you. Anyways, continuing. So Paco, you heard me. That's what you're going to do. Got a client today, online outreach. Let's see, the client is good prospect. And by the way, Paco, you also can start doing outreach to other clients because there are other clients you can work with online, offline. You can reach out to clients in your local area. Heck, you could reach out to a client an hour away. That would still be better. So get on that too. Expand your income. That's the money bag way. Got a client today. Online outreach, the client is a good prospect. I was going back and forth with this client, told me they have no money to afford anything. Their car's being repossessed, said, this is why we need clients first. No, don't do that, bro. Do not work with people that have money issues like that. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. Because they clearly don't know how to run a business. And I just wouldn't recommend working with people that don't know how to run a business. Doesn't seem to work out too well. Next, you once said if you would want to close clients ASAP, you would hammer out content. Can you give me 2 ideas on what you would talk about exactly? My idea would be the importance of SMM, the high impact on the market, a business can have with SMM, benefits of an SMM, attracting more clients. Isn't that generic and boring? It is generic until you give specific examples or you target a specific type of problem a business has. So if you target a specific issue or a specific problem that a business has, or even better, a specific business or industry with a specific problem, it goes from generic and boring to something they would actually be interested in. I provide this in all the AI prompts I've given all of you to where you can actually pinpoint this type of stuff. So if you want to close clients ASAP, yes, 100% hammer out content, but that in and of itself is not going to be the only thing you need to do. What I've said is you need to volume max content and volume max outreach. To get clients ASAP, you need to be doing a mixture of posting organic content while simultaneously doing outreach the way I teach all of you how to do. And whoever engages with your content, also do outreach to them as well. So if I were to make a post and somebody liked my post, retweeted it, whatever, you can bet your every last dollar you have, I would sit there and send them out a DM. So that's what you need to do. Next, I learned about how to manage and deal with negative people, but my sister is so negative that she brings down others' energy with just one sentence, and I've been trying to deal with it, but can I get your insight on how to manage it? Well, you can't control other people's energy, so you shouldn't try to help other people in that sense outside of you being a beacon of positivity, because it is possible for your energy to be so strong, your positivity to be so strong that even if another person's negative, it lifts the whole everybody else up. So it is possible, but that's an internal thing first. Now, when it comes to you personally, you just can't give, like, it's literally just her using words. And by her using words, she's able to take over your mind and control you and make you negative. And so you have to get to the point where, and it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but you have to get to the point where somebody can say something to you and it literally doesn't really phase you. Like if somebody tried to convince me that I'm too confident in myself, it just it wouldn't affect me. Now, if it was somebody I super cared about, it might affect me like 1 or 2%, but I would very quickly reframe it and it wouldn't affect me. If somebody just enter, which I wouldn't let anybody in my presence, my personal life that's negative. But let's say that I'm sitting down at a restaurant nearby and somebody comes up to me and they're, oh my gosh, you're that Dylan Madden Tamada guy, blah, 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 blah. You think you're so this, that. Like, I would actually just find that funny. I would be like, wow, clearly you are a very stupid person because I've only promoted positivity. So you're telling me more about yourself than about me. And I would just find it hilarious. Now, that's a kind of extreme example. So when it comes to dealing with people around you, yeah, 100%, those who care the most get the most. When it comes to dealing with people around you that you care about, you just can't allow it to affect you that much. You have to realize that it's more an issue with your sister. And so, not to keep it general, it's more a problem with them than it is with you. So clearly, that person is dealing with something. And I'm not saying, okay, well, that means I need to go help them. No, 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 no. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is they are projecting their reality and their results of life onto you. And then what does that do to you? They project onto you. You take it personally. You feel your energy go down. You stop working as hard. You maybe become negative, and then it continues that loop. So imagine instead, and I invite all of you to do this, somebody gets negative to you. They say something to you. They act different. They say something crazy, whatever. And instead of allowing it to negatively affect you, instead you either ignore it, like, oh, there they go again, whatever. And then you immediately think about something positive. You laugh about it, like, oh, come on, why are you saying this? Blah, 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 blah. Turn it to a joke. Or three, a mixture of both of those. You kind of ignore it, you reframe it into a joke or reframe it into something positive, and you just move on. Like, we waste so much of our mental energy thinking about negativity and thinking about problems and giving other people's words power over us. And then we wonder why we feel like we're slaves to reality. You're a co creator in this thing we call life. You're the one that happens to life. You have far more impact and can affect reality so much more than you want to give yourself credit for. You can affect reality so much that you can create fake problems that cause you to ruminate for days, weeks, and months and limit your potential to give you another challenge to go after. That's how powerful you are. And that's beyond all this nonsense motivational stuff. So that's my advice in that situation. And that's how I personally would handle it. Keep me updated. Next question. I currently work with a few local businesses on social media management. Second. And web design. Visually, everything looks great, clean branding, consistent design, good looking feeds. But I'm at the point where I don't want to sell pretty profiles anymore. I want to generate real business results from inquiries, bookings, and revenue, because that's when higher pricing is actually justified. From your perspective, where do social media managers usually fail when accounts look good, but don't convert? Okay, so you've got three questions in one. And Peter, you also have a tendency to overthink, so keep that in mind. But I will answer these questions because I can tell you put thought into it. One sec. Okay. So where do SMMs usually fail when accounts look good but don't convert? It's not about looking good. That's number one. A lot of people put so much emphasis on looking good, having the best looking content, the best edits, the best cover photos. Like all that stuff doesn't actually matter. Does it help a little bit? Sure, of course. But most social media managers and people that are just content creators in general fail from the perspective of their accounts look good, but they're not converting because, well, they're not actually focused on solving the problem for the customers, readers, viewers, etc. So they put emphasis on looking the part, but they don't act the part. How do you convert more people? You convert more people by selling more, by doing more promotions. And I covered that side of the Instagram course. But anyways, if you want to sell more, you need to promote more. Just like with getting clients. If you want more clients, you need to promote more, aka do more outreach. Like your client could literally have the best products or services out there, but if they don't tell people about it, they're not going to sell it. Like even in both campuses, actually, I've noticed, even though it's blatantly obvious, and I've said it 2 million times, to post your wins or to react to the daily checklist, I have to repeatedly tell you over and over and over and over and over and over every single day for all of you to post your wins so you can unlock more course lessons and more chats and to even react to a daily checklist. So it's just human nature. So the same applies to converting for your clients. Example on Instagram, they need to be promoting it in their story daily. They should have a CTA in the description or the caption of the video. They should have a CTA in the video. If it's on X, they should also be promoting that daily in a standalone tweet. If they write a long form article, promote it. If they've got an email list, promote it. Like that's the number one issue with conversion is they're not focused on promoting the product or service, aka telling people about it, but also showing people the outcome and benefits of said product or service. They think that they have we just have a sales problem. No, you're just not promoting it enough. So that's where you can come in and take over helping them with the promotion. All of a sudden they're making more money and it's because of you. Now, the next question, what metrics should actually matter for local businesses if revenue is the goal? So that would be more of, I would need to sit down and actually do a daily lesson about this and dedicate a few minutes to just talking about it. So I'll keep it very precise. People in the door, obviously, local people, following and reaching out the DMs, and then also like how many clicks is this generating? Now, with the local business, once again, it's a little different than an online business because unless they've got an online aspect or online store aspect, it's going to be people in the door. So how many people can you get to come into the establishment that are from Instagram? That's the only thing you should care about. And even that's kind of vanity. You just need to be doing more promotion. Stick to the process. That's how you get the outcome. Last question. And what shifts in strategy or content usually turn social media from a branding tool into a sales machine? Already covered that. Call to actions in the video, call to actions in the caption, call to actions in the story. Promote more. Every single day, promote more. Talk to people in the DMs. Promote there as well. Hey, big bro, Buddy Bag Madden. Quick question. My client has just started referring me to people. That's awesome. I'm now charging at a level I never imagined. Thank you very much for pushing me, big bro. Anytime, JZA. These referrals come from his podcast package where he charges clients a premium. I deliver the editing under his offer, report directly to him, don't discuss pricing with the referred clients, and route everything back to him. Is there a smart setup long term? And should I put a formal agreement in place for this kind of referral and delivery structure? So, is this setup smart long term? Yes, because this person's basically going to be doing the promotion and marketing and outreach for you. So, of course, why don't you sign up a few more podcast studios or podcast packages? Have people sending work to you. Should you put a formal agreement in place? You could. You say, "Hey, I'm super looking forward to all the results we're going to be getting for your people. Blah 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 blah. This is so cool for us to be working on this together. I'm just putting together a formal agreement. That way, it's very clear what on my end I need to do for you and the people you send to me, and then what I'll need." You could say something like that. But also at the same time, doesn't like has working with this person. I mean, it's a client of yours. Do you like working with this client? Yes or no? Have you been getting good results for this client? Yes or no? Yes, yes. Great. Clearly, because he's sending people to you. So I would say you sitting there worrying about the long-term strategy and delivery structure and this is just kind of overthinking at this point. But you could sit down and put together like a formal agreement. But once again, it's going to kind of it depends on the type of person this guy is. So I would just focus on delivering results for the people he's sending to for the next 30 to 60 days, deliver amazing results and amazing service, get your money bags up, and then you can sit down and have a formal agreement. And then in the meantime, reach out to more people. Mr. Overthinking. Let's see, he's got 5 questions. If client has 10 to 50,000 followers, does it make sense and is it okay to engage low accounts who are 50 to 1,000 followers and motivational other niches, but not my client's niche? Motivational niches, no. What about low accounts? That's fine. That's okay. Doesn't matter. But you should not, if it's not your client's niche, why would you be reaching out to people in the motivational niche? On client's account, when I engage with low motivational accounts and they engage back, not because they like the content, but because I engage them, so they engage back to pay as payback, does that still count as real engagement? Yes. Is there a difference between engaging with low motivational accounts and other niches, but not with ICP, or no difference? And it's engagement. It depends on what you want, bro. Do you want engagement for engagement's sake? Then reach out to people in the motivational niche. If you want people to see your clients as the go-to person in his niche, engage in people within that niche in similar niches and engage with people who are engaging with him. Is it still all right to do 100 replies for a client on load? I've already answered that. I know you mentioned do 100 replies daily because I'll go change, but let's say I do 200 for a client. What do you focus on? Good content, focus on high value replies. Like if you do replies, it's better for you to do high value replies, like actually putting effort into it. As an example, if somebody replies to one of my tweets on @DylanMadden, if somebody replies to one of my tweets and then I sit there and I do a strong emoji, like a strong flexing emoji with a money bag emoji, I've looked into the data. That is basically wasting my engagement. It hurts. Versus if I put together 2 to 3 sentences as a reply, like some guy, he said, "Oh, I hope you really enjoy being in this country. It's one of my favorites." Blah 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 blah. I replied and put actual thought into what I was replying. So it's not about the number of replies; it's about the value of the replies that you do. That's the thing that matters. Next question. This is 2 questions. Then after this, I'm going to be finished. I'm going to do a few more and then we'll be done. I feel my consistency levels very shaky last month. Started sleeping 7 to 9 hours daily, but started to procrastinate more during the days, more than the days where I slept 5 to 6 hours. And I have random energy boosts for 40 to 60 minutes. Where I am doing client work and it's very hard to concentrate during the day. Plus, I have uni holidays currently where I have lots of free time. Are there any advice to prolong my productivity work time? Well, I'll say on my end, And disclaimer, sleep is very important. Sleep is extremely important. It's how your body and mind heal. And it's more so about how much are you actually getting done on a day-to-day basis. It's not about sleeping less. It's about actually getting more done during the day. Now, the caveat, I've noticed in my own life that on my end, if I sleep, like I slept really not the best for like 3 days straight last week. Like literally, I'm not even going to name my numbers because all of you will freak out. Anyways, then I decided, okay, I'm going to get as much sleep as I possibly can. I slept 10 hours. I never do that. Me sleeping 10 hours felt like literally you hit me over the head for basically the entire day, versus if I would have slept 6 hours, I would have felt amazing. So you have to understand that we're all built different. We're all different. So maybe for you, sleeping 6 to 7 hours is better than you sleeping 8 to 9 hours. So if once you identify how much sleep you actually need, just do that and stop overthinking it. And when it comes to consistency, it's very easy to fix consistency. If you could only do 2 to 3 things a day that actually move you forward, posting content, money-making activities, etc., what would those 3 things be? And do that every day. So a lot of you don't have a consistency problem. A lot of you have you're trying to do too many different things that actually don't matter problem. So what if you could only do 2 to 3 things today? What would they be? Do that today. Define that tomorrow. Do it again. One of my clients' clothing brand accounts is being banned permanently without any reason. Her main IG was blocked too. No answer from Meta or support Meta team. Making a new account is pretty hard for her because at this one, we had hundreds of thousands of views, collaboration posts with bloggers. She doesn't want to lose it. I mean, I've got connections, but it would probably cost you. So, it looks like it's a Russian account. If it's a Russian account, that's probably why. The last I've checked, the Russian government's moving more and more to limit social media. It looks like a Russian account. So correct me if I'm wrong, but like I said, I swear that's Russian. So if that's Russian, that's a huge reason why. If it's not, then let me know. The budget, it's probably going to be anywhere from $800 to $1,000 for them to get unbanned. But you could let me know in the Ask Dylan. So Money Bag always delivers. Yes, sir. Just a quick one. I use my Instagram account to do outreach for potential leads for my SMM video editing service, but I also have another business which is going well, thank God, as a personal trainer here in London. The thing is, my clients from my PT decide to follow me on IG, says video editor, not a personal trainer, and I really don't have the time to make a separate account and post content there. Because I work a part-time job on top of that, trying to scale both my businesses, is there a chance where I can include both? Yeah, include both in your profile, bro. That's fine. Let's see. I don't know if it makes sense, but I've been thinking about this for a long time. Stop thinking and actually just test it. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason I teach all of you to test is you're never truly going to have an answer to your questions or question or your thoughts or your theories until you actually test it. So like I could sit here and think. Are you guys going to like me doing this type of course, this type of call, or I could just put it out there and see. Wow, the students really like that. Okay, I'll do more. When it comes to content, I could sit there and think, what about this format? Well, let me think about it for a couple months. What does that do? It doesn't lead to anything. Versus if I just do it and I'll get feedback, and then it's like, oh, wow, they actually really like that. Or, wow, that didn't do anything. It was just a waste of time. So you gain everything by testing things, and you lose nothing by not testing, outside of you lose your peace, your energy, and maybe even some results. So go test it. So God bless you, Professor. God bless the SMCA. Thank you very much. There's your answer. Okay, 2 more questions. First, here's some updates. Just received payment for editing 16 podcast episodes, which is $9,400. So shout out to you, Jose. I love seeing my students win. So you received payment for editing, and it was $9,400. You are a legend. And my first viral reel on Instagram, see screenshot. Very, very good, Jose. That is awesome. Now, my question, I'm starting to see that I need some employees. And I've been talking to a good friend of mine who is finishing school besides his job so I could hire him. I know he could help me with some of my tasks like picture editing, creating posts, but I'm not sure how to manage this. Would love your view on it. Thank you in advance. I'll be preparing this month's content for my client before I go on a trip to Japan next week. As always, a money back student always delivers. And that's a fact. And so you're not sure how to manage this. Here's what I would do. I would literally screen record with or Loom or write down or voice note exactly what you do, why you do it, how you think about doing it, and show your friend and give them a 2-week trial. Say, hey, bro, for the next 2 weeks, I want to test if you could actually work in my business because I'm looking for somebody that can take over some certain responsibilities. And I like you. I know you're finishing school and yada, yada, yada. So for the next 2 weeks, I want X, Y. I've got a set of tasks that I need your help with. I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to teach you. And we're going to see if you'd be a good fit. And if you want to even do this, how does that sound? And basically for 1 to 2 weeks, however long it is, every day or a couple times a week, whenever you need it. So even if it's like twice a week, that's fine. Go meet up at a coffee shop somewhere and work together and see how the vibe is, see if they get it, and be right there to guide them through that. Have them help you be very specific with editing pictures, creating posts, all that type of stuff. And at the end of that 1 to 2 weeks, you'll know does it actually help? Did you actually need it? Is this person a good fit, etc.? So that's what I would do first. But outside of that, I'm very proud of you, bro. $9,400 is awesome. Enjoy Japan. Let me know. I think I know why you're going. Okay, yo, Money Bag Madden. Happy to tune in again. We are messaging on Instagram about this, but I would still love to ask you, what do you think I should change or improve? So I already answered in that DM, and I'll reach out again, but I already answered what you need to change. So get to it. And with that said, everybody, shout out to each and every single one of you for tuning in. Let's see. Can SMM plus CA work with affiliate marketing? Sure. I mean, you could create social media content and promote stuff. Yeah, for sure. But anyways, let's go get back to work. Go react to today's daily checklist. I'll talk soon. Drop a money bag in the chat once you've seen this, and I'll end the stream.